together. All right. That's why recordings aren't necessarily available yet. Sit back on the heels. Let's take the ankle stretch, one knee and then the other. Stretching the ankle. And maybe one knee at a time or both. Let's find that downward dog again. Slide the hands out, pinkies to the outer edge, curl the toes under, sit back. So this is the slow motion setup. You come up through dog tilt, arching the spine, lift the hips, keep looking forward, and as the gaze tracks down, the ears come in between the upper arms. Start to pedal it out. Drop one heel and then the other. And then sink your weight into the left foot. Inhale the right leg up just halfway. Right here, super stabilize, like balance your weight from left to right. Press evenly in the hands. The elbows are straight. The hips are square. And if you want to continue, open the hip, look up under your right arm, accelerate. Both legs are straight. Circle the ankle up there. And then bend the knee. The heel drops back towards the buttocks. And then slowly extend the leg straight and let it float down. We're going to go to the other side. So once you step into the right foot, inhale the left leg up. Pause halfway and square it off. Balance it out. Pressing the floor away. The elbows are straight. And then inhale that leg open. Look up under your left arm. Legs are straight. Accelerate. Circle the ankle up there. And then drop the heel back towards the buttocks. The knee is up. And then inhale, extend your leg straight up again. Lower, soften, the leg floats down. Pull the heels way up high, shift forward into plank. Take a breath, press the heels back, get super rigid. And then bring the knees, look forward. A really great time to master 8-point bow. Squeeze the elbows tight as you bring your chin and chest right to the floor. It's like a big inchworm. And if you count, 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, chest and chin, 8-point bow. Soften completely, forehead to the mat, the toes. Let your hands come down by the side and turn your head, big toes touching. Big sighing breath. Drop way down. Breathe into the soles of the feet, the calves, the thighs, the hips, your low back, the back of your rib cage, the back of your head, your palms turned up. And when you have the big toes touching and the heels wide, you're releasing and creating space around your sacrum. And then slowly bring your forehead to the mat, point the toes, the palms turn down. We'll move into a Salabhasana series. Extend your left arm forward. And when you're ready, inhale the right leg and the left arm, reach up and out. Everything stays on the floor, just the left arm, just the right leg. Imagine an invisible string pulling your fingertips, pulling your toes out. Not up, but out. One more breath. And slowly release. Slide the left hand down, slide the right arm up. Curl the tailbone under. Inhale the left leg and the right arm. A few slow breaths here, steady. And then release. Both palms down by your sides, curl the tailbone under. Inhale, just the head, the shoulders up. The neck is long. So this is like a baby cobra, but part of our locust series, just using your low back and buttock awareness here, the strength of that area. One more breath. And release. Pause. This time the head, the torso stays down, the palms are down. When you're ready, inhale both legs up. Again, think out more than up. Straighten the knees, point the toes, activate. It's as if you're lifting the front of your thighs up. One more breath and release. Bring your hands around like a pillow, turn your head, bend the knees and windshield wiper side to side, releasing any low back tension. And back to the center. Forehead down, the palms are down. Let's put it all together. Straighten the legs, point the toes. When you're ready, inhale the torso and the legs up. The gaze is down. That way the neck is long. Pressing the pubic bone into your mat, straighten the legs. Curl the tailbone under a lot. One more breath. Maybe even lift up your hands, reach back and fly. One more breath. Hands come around, turn your head the opposite side. Big toes touching, heels drop apart. Big sighing breath. Drop way down. And then pressing up onto the forearms for Sphinx pose. Find your alignment by wrapping the fingers around to the outside, pivoting the arms open. The middle fingers are somewhat parallel. And as you press through the elbows, curl the tailbone under a lot. The neck is long, so the gaze is soft and down. Firm thighs, you might even really activate, you can see my legs barely move, really activate your thighs, like lift up the kneecaps, firm the thighs, point the toes. So an easy back bend, but super active. You can compare what it's like to drop in the shoulder blades and then inhale, come up to the top of the shoulder cuff. So feeding your upper arm bone, that gentle pressure, feeding the upper arm bone. Fresh blood and nutrients. Here, we start to pull the mat towards you. And it's as if you can bring your heart between your shoulders. This is the big action of Cobra Pose. You might start opening the front of the throat, not to crunch the back of the neck, just open the throat and drag your mat towards you by suction cupping your hands. You can see this little movement. Bringing in the back bend to the upper vertebra. One more breath. Soften the neck, collapse in the shoulder cuff. Let your head hang heavy, relax everywhere. And just notice all the effort you put forth. Inhaling back up onto the arms, the forearms. Stabilize with the left arm as you reach back for your right ankle. So here again, try to square the hips and shoulders, lengthen through the neck, and drawing the heel in, breathe into the front of your right thigh. The hip flexor, the quadricep on the right thigh, breathing there. And slowly release. Right hand comes around to stabilize. Reach back with the left hand. And once you wriggle into it, drop that left hip down, square the shoulders, gazing forward. Press into the elbow of the right hand, feeding that upper arm bone. Keep your back bend active, pressing the pubic bone into your mat. Lengthening through the low back as the heel draws in. Explore it. One more breath. Soften the torso. See if you can reach back either one leg at a time again or go for both. Soften the forehead to the mat as you draw the heels in. Curl the tailbone under a lot. And if you feel like it, inhale just the head. Keep this super easy. So everything's on the floor, just drawing the heels in and just letting the shoulder blades really squeeze together. So you might even soften the shoulder blades down and then roll them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, gently look forward. Keep it nice and low. One more breath and release. Turning your head, rest your hands on your head on your hands like a pillow. Big toes touching, heels apart, drop way down with a deep breath. And then pressing up again onto the forearms. This time we're going to draw the right. I'll start on the left. Draw the left leg out. So this is our half frog on the elbows, feeding that upper arm bone. This is super active. And you want to have your knee out to the side. The foot is squared like a frog. No higher than perpendicular. So not up here, but here, and even less. Try to minimize and decrease the space of your hip and the floor. Maybe they're even connected. Let's come into the twist. I'm going to do this with you because I know it can be confusing. How's that for some video fun? So the right arm is straight, that's the bracket. Thread the needle, slide the shoulder, the side of the head, step your right hand out in front of your face. The right elbow is at a right angle, and that's the lever, gently press. Very subtle twist. And just notice where you feel it, maybe in your low back, maybe in your left hip, maybe in the neck. Breathe into this gentle, easy twist. One more breath. You can also explore placing your right hand on top of your left hand and like press the heel of the hand away. You can feel this in the upper back a little bit more, in between the shoulder blades. Maybe in the rib cage, on your side body. One more breath. Soften, release, unwind, however you unwind. Coming back up onto Sphinx pose, straighten the toes, the legs, press through the elbow. The gaze is forward and down. Soften and draw the right knee out to the side. So again, you can see like minimizing this gap here. And if it's way up high for you, then just lower your leg a little bit lower. Try to make contact with the inside of the foot, the ankle, the calf, the thigh, and the groin. Find that place that works. Here too, you can really identify one side might feel very different than the other. Pressing through the elbow, feed the upper arm bone, curling the tailbone under, and then straighten the left arm, that's a bracket. Thread the needle and lay down on the shoulder, the side of the head. Step your left hand out in front of your face. And just savor this twist. The more you press down through your left hand, gently turn, you're going to feel a dropping down in the right hip. And that gentle twisting through the rib cage and the neck. You can also explore placing your left hand on top of your right hand and pressing the heel away. This allows you to bring the twist more into the upper back, right in between the shoulder blades. One more breath. And slowly release. Placing the hands, coming back up onto your elbows. Let's try this out on a super easy version. So just bring the knees out a little bit, not all the way up to that perpendicular point, and maybe even just straighten the legs and see what it's like to bring your heels all the way to the floor. We're not warmed up enough for the full pose, so no worries, we're not gonna do it. But even right here, you get this massive external rotation in the hips. See what it's like to continue driving your heels, the inner leg, all the way up to the pubic bone and groin are connected with the floor. One more breath. And with your elbows, like lean forward, slide forward to bring your legs together. And bend the knees, turn your head windshield wiper side to side. And we'll come into the shoulder stretch. So again, I'm with you, the same position. Arms go out to the side, the forehead to the mat. It's like a T position. Big hug to the earth. I know you guys have noticed how clear the atmosphere is, huh? Like photographs, little pictures look incredible. If you've taken any walks, it's so clear with all this lack of pollution in the air, huh? So give the earth a big hug. This is recovery time. Sliding your right hand in, right next to your chest, rolling to the left. Now picking up the right foot, step it behind your left leg. And now here, the left palm stays down. If this is too much for your back, you can always bring that knee way up high towards the chest and still be able to gauge this opening in the shoulder. If it's available, stepping the leg back, you get a bit of a twist. Closing your eyes eventually and just resting. Breathe into the pectoral and that big squeeze in the left shoulder blade. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so feel free to ease in and out of this pose. Keep it comfortable. And then start to transition. Like so slow, just feeling your way back to your belly, your forehead, the arms out to the side, that big hug. Starting position, slide the left hand right next to your chest. And as you roll to the right, decide if you want to bring your knee towards your chest or step your foot behind your right leg. Use your left hand as a lever. One side might be very different than the other, so just notice, make adjustments. The right palm stays down. Closing your eyes, a few breaths here. And then slowly release, transitioning. Don't even think about it. Just feel your way back to your belly, your forehead, reaching out, extend out through the fingertips, and then slide your hands to either side of your chest, press up, sit back right into child's pose, forehead to the mat. And here just wobble side to side, releasing the back bend, the twists. Shift your weight side to side, just wobble. And then back to the center. Walking your hands over to the right, let your hips drop to the left and pull up on your fingertips, stimulating lymphatic flow in the underarm. And it's like pressing almost the floor away with your fingertips as you sink into the opposite hip. Big lateral stretch across your back body. And then start to navigate your hands back to the center, the fingers, the hands to the left as the hips drop to the right. Again, pull up on your fingertips. It's almost like pressing the floor away with your fingertips as you sink into the right hip. And then bring it back around to the center. Slide your hands to either side of your chest, round up, roll up, make it slinky. When you get there, steady your gaze, maybe one foot and the other, maybe the ankle stretch, maybe a balance. Gazing at a fixed point. And then soften. Lean forward, pick up the feet, circle, point, flex, anything that feels right. Tippy tap. And then curl the toes under, sit back, and either lean forward or slide your hands to your thighs. Again, curl the tailbone under and just drop straight down into the stretch of your toes, the arches of your feet. Concentration mudra. One more breath. The hands come to the floor. Place them flat so we can see what it's like. Roll on the ball of the foot. Here the knee and the toes are in alignment. The hands are flat. And then we can see what it's like. Keep the knees bent as you lift the hips. You might heel toe your feet into Tadasana. That means hip width apart, slightly pigeon toed. See what it's like to have your hands flat and the crown down and the tailbone up. The knees are bent as much as necessary. And just rest your chest on your thighs. Dangle the head yes and no and yes again. Maybe take an elbow clasp and just hang out. So take a few breaths to put your spine in traction. Bend your knees a lot. Tracking straight out over the toes. Rest your chest on your thighs. Crown down, tailbone up. Looking through your legs and slightly up. Your breathing will be more shallow. Just keep it steady and smooth. An easy breath. And here we get to look at our world upside down, a new perspective. Listen closely. Release the hands and sweep your arms back and up. So just reach up for the sky. Spread your fingers wide, like spread the webbing in between each finger. And as the crown drops down, the fingers reach up. Like pull your shoulder blades away from your ears. Big release to the neck. You might even feel this right at the root of your neck, right in between your shoulder blades. One more breath. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the heel of the hands together, and like draw your arms up and over. Standing yoga mudra, the heart above the head. And the more you tuck your chin, the more you bring your nose in between your knees, the more the crown goes down, the tailbone goes up, and the arms go up and over. Chest expander, heart opener. One more breath. Soften, the hands come down. And then placing the palms on your shin, inhale, start to press the legs straight, press the arms straight, pull up in the belly, pike position. Look straight down, the neck is long. So here, really draw your belly into your spine to protect your low back. Your arms are like brackets. It's very easy to shoot the hips back. So see if you can bring your hips over your ankles. If you lift up the kneecaps and firm the thighs, you won't fall forward. So try to find that, hips over the ankles, firm the thighs, lift up the kneecaps, one more breath, and place one hand on the waist and then the other. Tuck the tailbone to come up with a flat back. Inhaling all the way up and just pause. Release your hands down by your side, your palms open. Good. So don't worry, I see that I'm off the screen. It's no big deal, I'm not staying up here. Samasthiti. Gazing at a fixed point, find Tadasana. So the ears over the shoulders, over the hips. Tailbone dropping. You might even bend your knees ever so slightly, like lock your knees from behind. And like drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, like decrease the space in between your shoulder blades. Draw your hands together in front of your heart. Let's take a nice wide stance. Here we get back on the screen. So you can be on the length of your mat or off your mat, so either way. I know Barbara's got this gorgeous big circle. It's really nice to work that way. Let's just shift the hips side to side, the hands at the crease of the hip. Straight legs, stretching the inner thigh, stretching the hip adductor. Opposite muscle group to the abductors. Big circle in one direction. Ball and socket joint awareness, and big circle in the opposite direction. Very good. And then heel toe in slightly, soften the toes, and just really press back. Straighten the arms so that your arms are like brackets. Knees over the ankles. So I'm really pressing back. Stay where you are. Keep breathing. I'm going to give you a profile of this. This is a massive opening to the inner thigh. Arms are straight. I'm pressing. If I let go, I might fall down. So really opening the inner thigh. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Square the feet. 5-pointed star. Again, here's a nice profile of it. Modified triangle. Right hand to the thigh. Open the left palm and just lean. You might look down and see that alignment. Looking forward or up, and then inhale, sweep up. Place the left hand, open the right palm. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lean. Inhaling back to the center. Hands to the waist. I'm going to adjust. Hands to the waist. Inhale, lift up like a little back bend. And as you exhale, lean forward, look forward. So coming down with a flat back, the gaze. Here I'm going to start bending my knees so I can maintain that super flat back. Open the heels and just let the crown of your head drop down. Slide your hands to your ankles, your calves. Bending the knees a lot, just draw your torso in between your legs. See if you can bring your belly, your chest, in between your legs, looking up the back wall, if not up at the ceiling. The knees are bent a lot. Good. Classically, this pose, the hands step through. Fingers pointed away, and as you bend the elbows, slide your hands where you need them. As you bend your elbows to a right angle, you can look through your legs. Inhale. Press up, walk your hands in front. We're going to come into our twist. So stabilize with the shoulders over the wrists. And if you have your video, you can see yourself. It's a great way to, since we don't have that Hilton mirror, find that squaring off. Center the left hand, and as you inhale the right arm, bend your left knee. Go for the shoulder, not to over crank your arm. Like if I really look at my shoulder, this is as far as my shoulder goes. It doesn't go all the way. So I'm just going to keep working my shoulder and let my arm be an extension. One more breath. Slowly release the book. Place the hand, just giving you lots of different angles here. Center the right hand and inhale the left arm up. Gently bend the right knee. Again, go for the shoulder. One side's probably going to be more flexible than the other. Becomes very obvious in this twist. Press down as you reach up. Let's do it again. So lower the left arm. Center the hand. And as you inhale, gently bend the left knee. Inhale, reach up. Second time's always a charm, more flexibility. Try to stack your shoulders. Maybe take a look at your picture. See how your alignment looks. One more breath, listen closely. This time as you exhale, the arm comes down. Reach for your left leg, your left ankle somewhere. And inhale the left arm up. Crown down, tailbone up. It's like a diagonal twist. Exhale, right back down. Place the hands, center the right hand. Inhale the left arm up. And as you exhale, lower the left arm, reach. Thread the needle, reach for your right leg somewhere. Inhale your right arm up. And it's like a crown down, tailbone up on this twist. One more breath. And release. Very good. Coming back to the center, the hands underneath your shoulders. Heel toe in. Just a little bit, still really wide, maybe as wide as your mat. Let's come down in the squat. Lower the hips, right down into a squat. You might wriggle it. Let's take a few breaths here. You can move side to side, just lower one knee and then the other, just pivoting on your feet. This feels really nice to the low back and the hips. And maybe coming back to the center. So you know you can do anything you like here for a few breaths. Everybody's squat is different. You might really plant the heels just to lean forward. Counterpose the sit in your hips with your reach. Slide the hands in. Keeping the hands on the floor, you might see what it's like to bring the heels way up high. So you can always have your hands here. It doesn't have to be a balance. It can or can have your hands for support. Lower the heels. I like to slip the elbows underneath, and just sit back that way, a different kind of opening in the sacral area. And then slowly start to transition out. Coming all the way down to your seat. Lean back, extend out the legs, and jiggle it out. Tippy tap, windshield wiper, tap that big knuckle at the base of your big toe. And then point and flex. Circle. Squeeze the toes and spread them wide. Let's come into that big easy twist. So we're just going to pick up the left arm, roll on the right hip, soften all your body, your knees, your elbows, and just turn all the way to the right. Keep tracking your eyes. Like bring this twist from your toes up and out the crown of your head. Inhale, the arm sweeps up and the right arm sweeps over. Just roll on your hip and look all the way to the left. Feel good stuff. Make it soft. The elbows, the knees are super bent. And release, coming back around. Find Dandasana. Flex out the feet, press down the palms. Danda means up and down, referring to your spine. So this is a forward fold, right? We're in a 90-degree forward fold. So activate it. Like you might even press so much that the heels float up. Press so much down, the arms are super straight. And then soften that volume. Inhale the arms up, simple twist. Reach up, lift up. And exhale, open to the right. The right hand comes behind the left hand to the right thigh. And as you twist, draw the right hip back. So your feet are not parallel anymore. The right hip is pulling back. Start to put it together sequentially. One chakra at a time, one vertebra at a time. Looking back over your right shoulder, one more breath. And then bring it back around. The feet come parallel again. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. And as you exhale, coming to the left foot goes back, the left hip goes back. That means keeping the sacral iliac joint protected, moving with the pelvis, sequentially stacking your vertebra one at a time, spiraling up. Keep breathing. Keep tracking your gaze to the left. And then bring it back around. Inhale the arms up. Parallel the feet. Bend the knees deeply. Toes are upright like super flex. Reach out as if someone's handing you a gift. Did I hear we're all going to get $2,000? I'm not sure. We'll see what that package did. Place the hands, drop the chin, the nose drops in between the knees. Paschimottanasana. You might reach for the bottom of your feet. You might interlace, or rather an elbow clasp behind your knees. The more you bend your knees, the more accessible this pose becomes. The more you tuck your chin and bring your nose in between your knees and flex your feet, that's how you gauge the stretch. And really resting your chest right against your thighs. Your breathing will be more shallow, just keep it steady and smooth. Slide your hands to the floor on either side. Inhale, press up. And from here, just let your knees drop open, the soles of the feet together, diamond pose. The legs are at a right angle, holding on just below the knee. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, get round. So gently pulling with your hands, your arms, arching and rounding your spine. And we'll come forward the next time. So the next time you inhale, arch up, look up, and then really lengthen out, like pulling with your hands and arms, lengthening. And when you can't lengthen anymore, like here's my edge, I'm going to place my hands and pause. So go through the gates of tension. Especially in this home practice, we have extra time, extra nurturing to explore. And as you settle in, you might wriggle your hips, settle into it, and then decide, deep breath, maybe soften a little bit more. Elbows to the floor, cheeks to the fists. You might stack your fists and rest your forehead there. So each time you take a breath, assess, go through the gates of tension. You might even back off and go to the previous stage. That's where the body feels best. Expand your belly into that big open space in front of you. And on your next breath, inhale, slowly pressing up. Draw the knees together. And wriggle forward, find the sit bones, Navasana. Use your feet just to hover for balance. There's the break. Hands are just for support. Lifting up through the sternum, extend the legs to that halfway point, Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. Palms facing, gazing at the tip of your toes. Maybe one foot, and then the other. You know the drill here as well. You can always take a break, anything that feels right. I'm just calling out ideas. Maybe both legs, maybe lift up, accelerate up. Call it in from up there. We'll take it. And then go back to halfway if you want to go for the toes. The peace sign right around your big toes. Lift up through the sternum. Find your balance on your sit bones. Maybe extend your legs out wide. It's like drawing your legs towards your torso here. Lift up through the sternum. Draw the legs in. And then bring your feet back. Soles of the feet to touch, this time the hands behind, shift forward. That little trick, lifting up the hips, softens the inner thigh, building muscle cell memory. Ease towards the heels. Again, walk forward. Find that edge, and then let your chin drop down. The back of the head cascades down. Big sign breath. Take a few moments here in Baddha Konasana and many variations. You might hold onto your ankles and really shoot the crown out and get massive extension from the waist, from the hip. You might even lean, here's an idea, onto the right elbow and press your left thigh away. Anything that feels right, forward folding or leaning side to side. We're almost there. Switching sides. Left elbow as you press the right thigh away. And then coming back up through the center. Draw the knees together. Left leg extends. Big space between the heel and the thigh. So lifting up, find that sit bone. Find Dandasana in this pose. The spine is upright, pressing through the sit bones, crown of the head lifting. One more breath. And then start to lean forward. Bring your right arm inside your leg. Reach forward. You can hold onto the calf, the ankle, maybe the foot, and just let the back of your head hang heavy. So here, make sure your right foot is flat on the floor. Your foundation is the left leg and the right foot and your sit bones. The right sit bone is coming up a little bit, that's fine. Easy forward fold, stay here, keep breathing. You're not gonna go as far as usual. Low back sacral area, one more breath. Slide your hands to the floor, press up. Lift up, and this time extend your arms up. We're going to go through this little sequence. Reach forward, lengthen out inside your leg, wrap the wrist behind. Right wrist goes behind your right ankle. Take a little clasp and get more compact. Should feel so good to your low back, your hips in this nurturing practice. Inhale slowly to come up. The arms reach up, sweep up. So you can do either of those versions or the big bind. Reach out, extend out, keep reaching. You need to reach out so far to bring your armpit in front of your knee, your shin. Sweep the left arm back, let the head hang heavy. So any version of this, level 1, 2, 3, pick the one that works for you today and really drop your Chin into the crevice of your throat, the back of the head cascading down. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Open the knee. Don't worry about how you're oriented on your mat. Right hand to the floor, stabilize the left foot. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Spread your hand wide, spiral your heart up. Lay back a little or a lot. One more breath. And release, sweeping down. And we'll switch sides. The right leg comes out as the left foot draws in. So we're like in and out of Dandasana here. Bring Dandasana into this pose. Big space between the foot and the leg. The foot is flat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean forward. Let the back of your head hang as we switch sides. Inhale, reaching up, walking the hands back. Lift up, reach up. We're going to extend out further. As you come forward, left hand sweeps behind the ankle, take a clasp, get more compact. So the left foot is flat, right leg is active, the toes are up, the left sit bone is curling up. Inhale, lifting up. The arms go up. Reach up, lift up, decide which version. For the full bind, reach out. Bring your underarm in front of your left knee as you reach back, sweep the right hand, take a clasp, and get super compact. Inhale, slowly release, lifting up. Again, place the left hand as the knee opens to the side, stabilize the foot. Inhale, sweep up, reach up, lay back a little or a lot. Spread your fingers wide. And exhale, sweeping down. Bend the knees, Paschimottanasana, toes are up, sweep up. Reach out, lean forward, drop your nose in between your knees. If you want to wriggle the sit bones back, keep your chest connected to your thighs and explore lengthening the legs by maintaining the connection with your chest and thighs. The back of the head drops down, the nose in between your knees. Explore different hand-arm positions. The toes are upright. Posture of surrender. And then inhale, slowly release. Hands to either side, round up, roll up. We're going to gather this bolster and just placing it right under your thighs, your blanket, your pillow, whatever you've got. We're going to drop back, curl the tailbone under, one elbow at a time, and coming all the way. One final stretch here. Bring the right knee into the chest. Take a gentle clasp. And then release. Extend the right leg out and draw your left knee in. Take a gentle clasp. And then slowly release. The leg extends out. So nestle your pillow right underneath your thighs. Let your toes roll open as you tuck the tailbone under, shrug the shoulders under. The chin tucks slightly so the neck is long, and the arms down by your sides with the palms up and your eyes closed. Drop way back, returning home to your breath. Feel the skin on your face melting out and down, expressionless. And all you have to do is meditate on the sensations that you feel. Maha Shavasana, final relaxation pose. Everything you've just done to get to this one place of stillness, the most challenging pose in yoga. Easy breath. Allow your mind and body to assimilate everything you've just done to yourself. Feel free to savor the way that you feel and stay in this Mahashavasana as long as you'd like. Namaste.